It takes a certain kind of crazy to open a restaurant in New York City, where such ventures are almost guaranteed to fail. Yet Gabrielle Hamilton went ahead and, defying all logic, opened the tiny, intensely personal Prune. And Prune, from the beginning, defied all conventional wisdom. The menu was autobiographical.
Pretty much what I cook here is like what we ate growing up.
Relaxed, unpretentious, and at all times, her way.
Man, I know that voice, and I see that face right there. Gabrielle Hamilton is the owner and chef over at Prune Restaurant, and featured in the new season of the great PBS series, The Mind of a Chef. By the way, whose voice was that?
Anthony
Bourdain. Yeah. You just told me before we got on the air that you are a quote-unquote reluctant chef.
It's never what I wanted to do, but I ended up in a kitchen as a sort of 12-year-old dishwasher, and then, you know, somebody throws you in salads, and then the next thing you know, you're on the hotline, and suddenly a whole life is lived.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to be a writer. And so now I've become one. That's a remarkable serendipity, but it was not what I thought was going to happen. I had to have a job, so I worked in kitchens, and then somehow I got a first paid writing gig after I opened a restaurant, after I'd already said goodbye to the possibility of writing, and then now it's become a large part of my workday.
Tell me about this new series, or tell me about PBS series.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen clips.
It is so fine. It's Mind of a Chef. It's really expansive. It gives the camera long gazing moments on things that you would never be allowed to do in regular television, like long shots of eggplants or the field of wheat where the grain is grown.
We're seeing it as you're speaking right now. Keep talking.
And it's unlike other television in that it really lets you expand and be the nuanced you and not the sort of soundbite you that I think a lot of television tries to kind of reduce you down to and make you kind of extreme. Anyway, it's very beautiful, it's very funny, it has a lot of poetry and art and humor. There are cartoons and animation and, you know, in my episode, deep philosophical thinking.
What do you want viewers, and everyone takes something away from it, something different away. What do you want most viewers to take away from this series?
Well, I would like to reveal that the mind of a chef, or chef owner at least, is not really only occupied with food. We have money to worry about, and garbage, and recycling, and payroll, and electricity, and...
I'm sorry, were you talking about public television?
Yeah. So you're lucky on the days when you get to sort of ponder the fish and caress the
art.
lettuces. Yeah, I mean, there is art, but there's a lot of drudgery. I'd also like to show how much hard work there is. It's not glamorous. It's very factory work-like can be.
Well, you know, I often ask great artists, people who are really talented like yourself, who also are entrepreneurs, question about the balance. And I don't even know if it's a delicate balance, but it's a necessary balance between being an artist, as people see you right now, on doing what you're doing from the series, and the business side. Because I am fascinated by that, because I always say in public broadcasting, if you don't succeed on the business side, you don't get to sit in this chair and do this. You just don't. Say someone says, well, I'm a great interviewer. I say, congratulations. Now go out and raise the money for the series.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that a Prune or in any other successful restaurant, a chef, can just say, I'm really great, now you go out and take care of that. Does it work that way?
I think you really, any excellence comes with so much infrastructure that even if you're the romantic watercolor painter, you gotta show up every day, you gotta clean your brushes, pick the right paint, pick the size of the canvas, etc. So it's the discipline of excellence is really...
But where do your business skills come from?
On the fly.
Come on, seriously.
My butt. They came from my butt.
Did you go to business school?
No.
You didn't go to business school? And you're a reluctant
I'm
chef. That's some combination.
Urchin. I'm a
to be this successful?
Seat of my pants. Well, it's not like we make a ton of money, but we do pay the bills, and we've been in business for 16 years, which I think in restaurant years in New York is kind of like dog years. Like we're 99, in fact. But yes, it succeeded in... I think by hard work and attention to detail and work ethic, but not because I went to business school or knew the formula. That's surely not the case.
Who taught you to cook?
I think I really learned to eat from my mother. I have a French mom, and she made us eat, which kind of sounds sadistic now, but when we were kids, kind of with her war memory mentality, we ate a lot of bones and innards and offals and stinking, oozing cheeses. She's French, and things from the garden or the farm. So we grew up eating what is now considered sophisticatedly. And to cook, I think that's also been sort of on the job. So I never went to cooking school, but I certainly started as a dishwasher, and I've worked in many kitchens, some of them awful. But I think that's another way to learn also kind of negative inspiration if someone's keeping a very dirty kitchen or you know what not to do.
Prune has been around 16 years.
I know.
It's iconic. People talk about it all the time. Before I let you go, what makes it special?
I think it has a strong personality that it never wavers from. It always tells its truth, if that makes sense. It doesn't follow a trend. It's kind of classic and opinionated, and so we have sort of devoted followers, clientele.
Well, whether you're reluctant or not, whether you went to business school or not, you're great at what you do, and we thank you for joining us in the public television family.
Yeah.
And the series is called The Mind of a Chef on PBS, and the restaurant is called Prune, and Gabrielle Hamilton is the owner and chef there. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Health Republic Insurance of New Jersey, Bergen Community College, the North Ward Center, Josh S. Weston, Cone Resnick, the Russell Berry Foundation, and by TD Bank. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.